All right, this problem is almost the same as it was as the problem we just did in the previous set. There's just one thing I want to start looking at with these different answers. So how can an answer look slightly different? So anyway, we're going to go through this. I got my quadratic formula over here. It's pretty much the same. So we're going to start by finding my A, which is 2, my B, which is -3, and my C, which is -5. Now I'm going to plug this into my formula. I'm going to be very precise. I'm going to use parentheses correctly. So x equals -3. Don't forget the two negatives, because again, our b is negative and there's that negative. I'm going to keep saying that over and over. Plus or minus the square root of b squared. So I'm going to put -3 squared in parentheses, squared on the outside, minus 4 times 2 times -5. Okay, again, so what I do whenever I don't have this all the way over, I come back and I extend that because I want that to look correct. Okay, all of that is over 2 times a, which is 2. Okay, I'm going to start breaking this down. So I'll do this part in orange. So -3. Well, negative times a negative is a positive, so it's actually a positive 3. So x equals 3. A little closer. Oops. X equals 3 plus or minus the square root. Now I'm going to do all of this in the calculator. So I go over to my trusty calculator. So we got -3 squared minus 4 times 2 times -5. So -3 squared minus 4 times, what was it, 2? Yeah. 2 times -5. And we get 49. Okay, so 3 plus or minus the square root of 49 over 2 times 2, which is 4. Okay, I'm going to keep simplifying. So the square root of 49, I don't know what that is. I actually do, but you might not. Square root of 49 is 7. So we get 3 plus or minus 7 over 4. Okay, now finally I'm going to do this twice, right? The first time I'm going to add. So 3 plus 7 over 4. Okay, 3 plus 7 is 10 over 4. And this is the type where what I really want to make sure is that I simplify this correctly. So how can you do that? Well, you do get an okay decimal with this, and I wouldn't mark it wrong if you got the decimal, but I prefer that you give it to me as a fraction. But this fraction can be reduced. Both of these numbers can be divided by what? Well, they can both be divided by 2. So I'm just reducing this fraction to get 10 divided by 2 is 5 over 2. So I prefer the answer as a fraction, and you'll get a lot of these where the answer is a fraction. You can't, all you can do is reduce it. You can't get the decimal. Okay. So then we subtract. So 3 minus 7 over 4 gives me -4 over 4, which gives me -1. So there you go.